And how do you feel? I know you talked a little bit about it in the beginning, but how do you feel like your experience as an ordained, in ministry and community activism, how do you feel like that has informed your campaign
Mhm.
as you're in the process of running for office?
Well, first of all, to take off the eyes of judgment, and some people actually
Hmm.
think that that's the problem. They, well, I won't say problem, but they
Right.
automatically assume that I'm judging, that I come in with a place of judgment, and I
Hmm.
don't. I stand for human rights. I stand for equality, and
Right.
um, so. Uh, I think just that, the fact that the core of my Bible that I read is love, that's what I want to
Right.
bring. That's what I want to bring to the world. That's what changes the world. That's what changed me, because I was a different person some years ago, a completely different person, and
Hmm.
that's why I have to stand for everyone. And people disagree with me when I say this, but even for when we're talking about let's talk about criminal justice, and we talk about
Right.
police accountability. I'm not anti-police. Yes, I'm a Ferguson activist, and I stand on that. I organize protests, all of that. I stand on that. You can't take that from me. And if it's a protest breaking out tonight, I'm out there. But but the thing is this: when you want the accountability, that and we want accountability, we want transparency, we want to get away from the brutality and the it's foolishness to me. But um uh the issue is, if there was a person and they said, oh well, he was armed, and or she was armed, and that's why I killed this person. To me, I have a problem with that, feeling like that person deserved it because they had a gun. And people
Right.
think that that's wrong. They think it's the wrong thing, but to me, at one point in my life, I was a different person. I was that person that could have had that gun. But
Right.
because somebody didn't chop my life down, thinking that I was undeserving to live, because they made that decision as a human being with no different color blood than what I have, because no one made that decision, I'm still here, and I was able to affect lives. Someone came into my life and changed my life, and now I've affected lives all across the country. And so who's to say that that person that was chopped down wasn't supposed to be the next somebody that would have changed the world?
Wow.
So
That's
that's why
like
I stand.
that is so, the way you just put that is just so, it's so basic, right? Like it's just, it comes from just a simple, no, like seriously, like a simple, like human, everybody deserves a chance because you never know what can happen for the future. But so many people just completely, just throw that aside and don't even look at the young people or old people in front of them as somebody with potential who could contribute something. Like that
Right.
is just so powerful the way you just said that.
Mhm.
No, seriously, because I think that we need leadership. We need leadership that can stand for people, not just the people who already fit into whatever box that personally benefits them, but we
Right.
need to stand for the possibilities of people and give them the opportunities to contribute to our communities and society as a whole.
Yes.
Um, no,
Yes.
I really, that is so, like, like the reason why I wanted to talk to you, and the reason why I wanted everybody to see you is because from what I've read about you and what I read about, from watching and observing of Ferguson, I think to see people, take their activism and experience, right,
Mhm.
and then step out and choose to lead. We always have this conversation about that transition from activist to politician. Like,
Mhm.
how do you see being able to make that transition? Or like, how do you, or maybe even balance maybe sometimes the tension that comes from having had that foot in the activist world and then having that foot now, in the
Yeah.
political arena.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm seeing how it's going hand in hand, because the thing is,
Okay.
those same people that I was out there standing with and fighting with are people who were hurt, are people who felt voiceless, in their own home, because this thing didn't happen away from us. It's not like we could get it on a plane and go
Right.
away. This happened in our backyard. This happened in our homes. So we all felt this way of hopelessness and helplessness in our own town, in our own city, in our own country. So because of that,
Right.
we built a coalition. We have Latinos in Action, Palestinian Solidarity Committee, Asian Pacific Islanders for Black Lives, and our LGBTQ
Right.
community. There's so many of us that stood together. Our white allies. So many of us that stood together, we were able to take the hurt and the pain and the disgust, put it into one, make it focused in one area, and that's what I plan to take with me when I go to the United States Senate. Because the thing is, you can't go, you need not go there if you don't have the people with you. And for me, the people will never be separated from me, because one thing that happened to me was that stuck in my heart, that drove, it was like wedged in my heart, the struggles of the Palestinian people that live here in Missouri, and even our Bosnian community, so many, that's in me now. You can't take it from me. And that's the part that's missing in the United States Senate. Do they stand up for us? How many of the 100 are standing up for all of these communities that are crying out right now?
Yes, that is so crucial. To hear you say not just that, because when someone says, "Oh, they're a Ferguson activist," people automatically think of, Mike Brown, Black Lives Matter. That's it. People don't understand the diversity and ranging issues in communities, right, that have been interacted with. It's like a bridge has been built across issues and communities. Yes. It's not just this one,
Exactly. And for me, there is a fire in me to change the world, and I'm not afraid to do it. Ferguson taught me how fearless I could be, and let me take it back. It may not even be fearless so much it is as my desire to see change and my desire to help the people is greater than any fear of what they could do to me or any fear of what could happen. So because of that, because I was able, and not just me, we were able to withstand tanks day after day, tear gas, beatings. I was stomped by the police like I was a rag doll. They treated me, I was stomped by about 6 or 8 police officers in steel toe boots or whatever those boots were they had on, like they were in the war. That's what, I was at the bottom of that, but I was able to get back up and come right back out and get back out in the fight. And the thing is, even with all of that, I've seen my friends hog-tied and hung upside down on batons and beat for just stepping over the white line into the street, not hurting anyone. And so, but because of even through all of that, I don't hate the police. I just want to see change. And so that's what's needed. People that can say, these are the issues, these are the things that happen, but because I love the people, I'm standing for all the people. I even stand for police, because I tell you one thing, if a police officer's child was killed, gunned down, and killed by someone, I will go and stand and march for that person the same way I would for someone else. So it's about really remembering that we're servants. And that's the part about me being a ordained pastor. First you're a servant.
Right.
And a nurse. I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse. That's all we do is we serve.